Hey everyone, so our first tour event is finally here and I wanted to make this video so it will help you basically get the free 5-star without having to spending diamonds. And I'm pretty excited for this event. It's very different from the other event. We'll go through like the basics and stuff as well, so you have a better understanding of how the event is going to work, everything. So let's just go ahead and start with the basics. So this event is pretty much different from our previous events where we had an event song and you basically do a bunch of lives and to get enough passes to do the event song to get points and stuff like that. For this one, we have something called days, which are sets, which have 4 songs each. And as you complete the first 3 songs, you fill up this thing up here called the fever gauge. And depending on how well you do, your score, your max combo, stuff like that, it will increase your gauge. And when you do the last song, depending on how high your gauge is, it will give you extra points based on that. For example, if you do like 98% fever gauge, it will give you a 98% bonus on your event points for the last song. And also that there are event missions, what we can see up here. There's 3 per set, and you need to do these in order to get stars in order to reach milestones, which we can click it right here. And once you reach days like day 10, day 20, and day 29, you need a specific amount of stars in order to get through that day. So for example, you need 10 for day 10, you need 30 for day 20, and you need 77 for day 29 in order to get to your 5-star right here. So it's important that you need to do these missions, and we'll go over some of the missions later because some of them are pretty rough and I wanted to go through how to approach them. So for each song in the set, you have to have at least 3 BP in order to play the song. And along with that, there is also auto, but auto is not available until you finish the set the first run through manually. And as you can see, I already finished this one, so I can auto it. I can auto this. It's very helpful later once you can auto everything and just when you're trying to get for points for if you're going for like 3 million or 3.5 million points. And then here's just some reminders for some things from the last event too. So if you have the event bonus cards, for example, I have the Kohaku one, and this one actually you can use 3 stars as bonus cards too. You need to put them in your team for them to actually work. You have them in the support, you have them in your main team, it doesn't matter. As long as they're in the team, you'll get the bonus points. Along with the lives, you can also do the work, and those will also give you event points. They won't give you much, but they'll give you some, and everything counts. And lastly, for the starry lives, so for the tour event, it's different, where when you do the actual songs for the tour, those are going to be the songs for your starry live, and you also get 5,000 points each, so you should probably do this every day because you get a max of 15,000 points just from this. Just make sure whenever you do each set, and if you didn't have it on your starry lives, just to go here and get all your rewards and then go back and do your tour event. Okay, that's about what the basics are, and let's go ahead and talk about some of the missions that can be pretty rough and how to approach them. So for the missions, a lot of them are pretty easy, as you can see right here. You can see set Tetora to solo and then clear it live, or do the 4th live with the original members, or have a specific total score, or reach a specific total score. And those are the easy ones, but once you get like to the later days, like this one, you have to do something called combo numbers reach a Repedigit, which means that you need to have your max combo has to have all the numbers the same. So if it's like 77, 222, 333, 444, etc. And this doesn't count if you have 2 numbers that are the same, but it's a 3 digit. So example, I did 262 and it didn't count because it's only 2 2s out of 3 digits. Or this particular mission, there's multiple ways to get through this. So there are some songs where if you do a full combo, you can get Repedigits. For example, Rebellion Star has, I think for all of them, are Repedigits. Like for Expert, it's like 555, and then there's the other ones, I think, in the difficulties for Rebellion Star. But if there is no song in the set list that has potential to have that, then what I did was I set it to easy, and then I looked at what the max combo is, and set a specific number. Like this one I set it to 77 because it's like right above the halfway point, and then once I reach 77 I drop the next note and then I just continue on playing because it's easier since it's so much slower and you can keep track compared to like normal, hard, or expert. So I suggest you do that for those missions. So another type of mission that's really hard is the full combo mission, and it doesn't matter which difficulty you do, but for some people it might not be doable. So For my suggestion is that I don't think these are super prevalent, so you don't have to do these if you don't want to, because you should still have enough stars by the end to get the 5 star. There's also perfect full combo, which is even worse, and I personally can't really do perfect full combos. I have some done, but I probably need to just auto it, but it's not super urgent to do those because there shouldn't be enough of those where it prevents you from getting the 5 star. So I suggest if you see those, just like don't worry about them. If you really need more stars later, then go back and try doing it, but you really shouldn't have. And for our version of the game compared to the Japanese version, we have it a lot more lax, like the numbers missions. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. We don't have those. Our version of the game has it a lot easier, and I'm very grateful for that. Okay, next, let's just go ahead and talk about some tips of how to progress, what you should do, and like how to maximize your efficiency for the event. So first of all, if you're going for a specific card, you should pick it, and you can change it whenever you want, just by pressing right here on the left side right here. Oops. And you can just change it. If you want hero for some reason instead of Tetora, you can just change like that and then confirm. And then you can go back like, oh wait, I want Tetora actually. If you're like me and you want both characters, one thing you should really do is you should go for the character that is higher in cost of event points. To check that, just go to bonuses and go to whoever is 3.5 million, so right here. Tetora is the one that costs more than hero. So if you want to be more efficient with not having to spend more diamonds or like stuff like that, then I would suggest you go for the character that is higher points, and so you can easily get both characters. But I'm probably gonna go for Tetora, at least one max limit break, but I'm gonna go for him. If you want to get by this event as fast as possible, like the total event points, stuff like that, then I think the best strategy to do BP wise is to do the strategy of 3-3-3-10, where for the first 3 songs you use 3 BP each, and for the last song, since it has the highest score because of the fever page and everything, it's best to do that at BP 10 so you can get the max amount of points. I mean, if you have the time, I would suggest you do 3-3-3-3, but if you don't have time, or if you just want to get through things quicker, you can do 3-3-3-10, which is pretty efficient. And lastly, if you're just going for the 5 star, the free 5 star, do not worry about score. Do not worry about what you're getting. Honestly, even if you're not, your goal in the first part of the game or the event should be just go straight to day 30. Don't worry about score, don't worry about anything else, just get those missions done. If you can't do some, that's fine. Just be wary of the last one where you have to have 77 stars and just keep a track of it, because you don't want to go back and spend extra 3 BP or spend however much BP. That can really ruin your chances of getting it for free, because you might have to just use your diamonds in order to get to the 5 star. Okay, and then with that, let's go ahead and talk about BP and how to calculate how much we're going to get to see your chances of getting the 5 star. So the biggest thing in this event is how you're going to use your BP. And I calculated most of the BP because we have, I think, roughly 8 days. So each stop, you need to have at least 12 BP to do. And there's 30 stops. So if you do the math, that means you need at least 360 BP, which is a lot. Every day we get roughly 48 because you get one every 30 minutes. And then times 8, which is 384 naturally, which isn't enough. But for the login bonus, instead of event passes like it was in the previous events, for this one, we get whistles. So you get 10 whistles a day, but it's an extra 80. And then the event itself will give you roughly about 50 if you don't grind a lot of points. Then all of that combined is enough to get the BP, which is why people are saying this is free. But you have to be careful about BP restoration, because you're gonna probably lose some BP naturally from, like, I don't know, sleeping, if you're busy. So it just depends on how well you manage your BP. You don't have to be consistently on the game all the time. Overall, the amount of BP you get from everything is going to be a lot higher than the amount you need. So you have some leeway there, but just be wary of, you need at least 360 BP if you don't mess up. That's the thing, if you don't mess up on your mission. So if you work hard and you are good on keeping your BP on track, then you should be perfectly fine. Okay, that's about it for the event. The event it wasn't as complicated as I thought it would be. It actually is pretty straightforward. Hope you guys got some helpful information from this video, and I hope you get the 5 star, and this also applies to like all the core events because they're basically all the same. But good luck on your 5 star journey, and I hope you get your 5 star that you want. and thanks for watching the video. So yeah, so